How's it going, everybody? Earlier today, we talked about physical media and physical games still being available after that Best Buy scare that people had. How about we take a look at some physical deals now, because there's quite a lot of good ones available across Amazon, GameStop, and GameFly. I've been giving GameFly a lot of shouts because they are low-key a great spot to pick stuff up, but let's get right into it. Let's start off with the Amazon stuff. Right off the top, Digimon Survive is down to $9.99. Now, this is a great price on a game that certainly isn't for everyone. I think a lot of people went into Digimon Survive not knowing what to expect, and once they got a visual novel-esque experience, they were a little bit put off by it, and I understand that. However, they kind of promoted the fact that it was a visual novel, so I don't understand why a lot of people got baited by that, but the story in this game is really good, a little bit of a darker tone, and outside of the visual novel aspect of it, it does have some tactical gameplay, but that is very much the lesser factor of the game in terms of how much of that is in the game. Still, if you're a fan of Digimon, I would strongly recommend it, and I'm a big fan, so obviously this is something I'm always going to recommend. Next up, we have Octopath Traveler 2, 50% off for $29.99. Now, I know a lot of people want Square Enix to do more turn-based JRPGs, Final Fantasy turn-based JRPGs, that is, and I get it. Final Fantasy, long time, you guys have wanted it to be turn-based. However, Square is still putting out a great turn-based JRPG franchise in Octopath Traveler. This is an exceptionally well-made game. Art style is obviously that great HD 2D look. And overall, the game has a lot of content, a strong cast of characters as well. For 30 bucks, you're getting a robust game here, and if you're into turn-based JRPGs, definitely give that a look. Next up, we have Street Fighter 6, 30% off for $42. Street Fighter 6 is one of those games that I was surprised by how much I liked it. You know, I'm not that big into fighting games these days. Yeah, I'll play them here and there, and I'll have some fun with it, especially at Tekken. But, you know, I'm not getting super competitive with it. But Street Fighter 6 offered you a solid campaign component that was reminiscent a little bit of some of the RGG titles, and obviously with the Street Fighter gameplay. And also you have a great online component. I'm never gonna get competitive with it, but the aesthetics, presentation, and a lot of those elements outside of just the competitive aspect I thought were really well done in Street Fighter 6. So $42, given that it's still a relatively recent release and holding up in price, not a bad deal there. Next up, we have Sonic Frontiers, which is 50% off for $29.99. This is a game that I always talk up, and obviously the game just had its final update, adding a new boss fight, and that boss fight was wild, although a little bit of a challenge spike. But Frontiers is a great game, great soundtrack. Gameplay is something they can definitely build upon if they do another game like this, and there's a lot of ways to go. Obviously, Sonic Superstars came out today, and that's going to be something that, you know, some people are going to be into, but if you want more of a 3D Sonic game with a sizable amount of content, Sonic Frontiers is going to offer you that, so 30 bucks I think is a good deal on that, although could see that getting quite a bit cheaper come Black Friday, as is the case with all these games, so just keep that in mind when picking anything up. Next up, we have the Crew Motorfest, the limited edition. Now, I'm just mentioning this just because it just came out. The list price is $70, the MSRP, and it's already down to $49.99. This came out, I think, September 14th was the date, so a little over a month old, and this is another one of those games, guys. You already know, Ubisoft titles hit that sale price point very quickly. Now, this isn't a substantial discount, and this is only going to escalate in terms of its discount. If you don't know, Ubisoft's MO these days, it seems like it's this. They release a game, there's going to be an influx of people that buy it day one, and then ultimately they put that game on sale fairly quickly, and the idea is they're going to sell you DLC, they're going to sell you microtransactions, and they're going to make their money on the back end through that. They just need to get your foot in the door. That's why they do a lot of free weekends and all that kind of stuff. That's at least my interpretation of why Ubisoft does the things that they do, but maybe I'm off basis. Maybe they just want to discount their games. I haven't played enough of Crew Motorfest to give you guys a exact thought. There is a substantial trial period with this game as well, and I expect a lot of those for the rest of the year, but 50 bucks, I thought that was a substantial deal for a game that just came out. Next up, Cyberpunk 2077 is $19.90 on Amazon. I know a lot of you guys are looking to pick up Cyberpunk given the changed perception of this game. It's wild to see, but like, you know, giving myself the old pat on the back that I've been calling this for a while now, that the perception of this game over time was going to change, even though at launch it was kind of a train wreck, and I didn't even think it was as bad as people made it out to be. I definitely thought on PC it was okay, and then the console version was an abomination. Let's not get it twisted. Like, you got to play this game on PS5. Also, do keep in mind, CDPR already said that they're gonna be doing a complete edition, so that will be coming at some point, so if you want to wait for that, that is an option as well. I imagine that's going to be be priced at, you know, 60 bucks or something like that, so that's something to consider as well. But $19.90 for 2077 I think is a good deal, and you can pick up Phantom Liberty for 30 bucks. Next up, we have Diofield Chronicle, 50% off for $19.99. This is a JRPG that certainly a lot of people did not like. Now, I'm not big into tactical JRPGs, and I kind of appreciated the fact that this game was so easy, and I think that was an aspect of this game that a lot of people were kind of critical of. This game is not challenging whatsoever, and you can cheese the game easily, but I love the visual style, I love the character designs of the game, the soundtrack is really good, and those elements to me carried it. Is it a $60 game? No, but right now for $19.99 I think it's a decent pickup, and I would check it out at this price point. Next up, we have Valkyrie Elysium, 50% off for $19.99 as well. Another one of those mid Square Enix JRPGs. This is an action RPG. There's aspects of this game I liked. I think the gameplay is decent. I think the soundtrack is good. The story I did not get into at all, and visually the game looks quite dated. Even though it's a PS4 game with the PS5 version, it doesn't even look like a great PS4 game. But for 20 bucks, I think it's a pretty decent action JRPG, and at this price point, I think it's an okay pickup. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection. This is 33% off for $19.99. Relatively good price on this one, given that it doesn't see a lot of discounts, but 20 bucks on that. So those are all of the Amazon deals. Couple of deals from GameStop. Little Nightmares 2 is down to $9.99. This is a physical copy of that game. Always talk up Little Nightmares. I think it's great, and of course we are going to get a Little Nightmares 3, I believe in 2024, so definitely check this out. Check out the first game, and yeah, look forward to Little Nightmares 3. This is an atmospheric horror title. I think it's pretty well done, and one of those franchises that I'm surprised Bandai Namco was able to really help elevate. I think they did a really good job with this, and obviously the studio and Tarsier did a fantastic job with Little Nightmares 1 and 2, and hopefully they replicate the success with Little Nightmares 3. Next up, we have Scarlet Nexus, down to $5 at GameStop. This is a game I loved. Does it have its issues? Sure, but I think there's a lot of good aspects to the game. I thought the story was incredibly captivating, even though a lot of it is told through a visual novel style, which, again, turns a lot of people off, but I thought the story was really compelling. I thought the gameplay was solid, action-based gameplay, and a lot of replayability, given that you do have two playable main characters, and you kind of want to go through both of their stories if you want the entirety of the narrative. So $5 gets you a lot of content. Strong recommendation there, and hopefully, you know, fingers crossed we get a sequel or another entry in this style of game, because I think there's some potential here, and I think it can develop into something of quality for Bandai Namco. Lastly, a couple deals over at GameFly. Diablo IV down to 30 bucks. This is Diablo IV. It just came out back in June. I mean, if you want it, $30 seems like an insane deal. Street Fighter 6, if you want it on GameFly, is $29.99. Little bit cheaper than the Amazon variant of it being new. This is a pre-played copy, but 30 bucks seems good to me. Remnant 2 is $28. I have a couple friends that are super into this game, playing it like multiple times through. They're loving it. If you want to check it out, action Souls-like shooter, 28 bucks on that. That game will be getting some DLC. And of course, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor. You guys already know my opinions on that game. One of my favorite games of the year. And whenever I can give that game a shout, I will. It's 28 bucks, and I think that is a terrific pickup there. But that'll do it for me. Again, links to all of these deals, as always, will be in the description box down below. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.